Okay, we've just weighed Woody in grams at 792 grams, fluctuating slightly between 93 and 91, but 792. And what I'm going to do this week is weigh him at the same time each day in grams. I normally do pounds, and we're going to feed him with the exact same amount of food each day, but I'm going to use different foods. I'll be using pheasant, rabbit, poults, which is cockerel poult, day-old chicks, rat and pigeon, and I'm going to weigh out the same amount each day. And just as a little experiment through the molt in this weather, we're going to see what Woody's weighing each day, just for a bit of interest to see if there's any difference between foods. I think the pigeon is going to be the one that puts weight on. So what I'm going to be giving him is the equivalent in one chick. So what a chick weighs is what he's going to get in other foods. So we're going to feed chick, rat, pigeon, rabbit, just as an experiment, and see what the differences make. I think he may drop slightly each day, but that's okay, because he's at the top of his weight and it won't hurt him. We'll have a little experiment and see how we go. I've got a day-old cockerel here. I have soaked it in water, but I'm sort of drying it off a little bit, flinging it off, and that's just to give him a bit of moisture. So that's showing 40 grams so far. Had his bit of chicken, and we'll weigh him again tomorrow and see how we get on. It's very warm at the moment as well, so I know that Woody's going to have plenty of nourishment. It's not going to be a problem. Okay, Woody, you want to come out for a weigh? In you go, mate. You right, Woody? You right, Woody? Hey? Look, what a beautiful day. The seagulls are up there trying to push the buzzards away. Seagulls have got probably some nests going on in the chimneys around the village, but people tend to sometimes feed the seagulls, and they're living in crevices between chimney and roof. Right, let's see if we can. Way Woody is going to get is a little bit ready to bait there, so I've got to be careful. And he's just a little bit on edge, so I'm taking it really slowly, just trying to get a weight. $774. Okay, so Woody's lost 18 grams. think what I'm going to do today is give him something, 40 grams of what should put his weight up a little bit, which is going to be rat, and hopefully he's not going to keep dropping, but I'll either stable or put a bit of weight on. But I think I should have started off with 1.5 chicks to try and keep him more stable, but he's going to be dropping off a little bit now through the week if we're going at this rate. So I'll give him rat today, pigeon tomorrow, and we'll see how we get on. So there's a piece of rat meat. So I've taken all the fur off of it and skin, so this is just pure meat, but it's the same weight, 40 grams. So Woody lost 18 grams over that first night, and we'll see what he's doing tomorrow after that one. Remember, he was at a very high fat weight, so losing a little bit over the next few days is not going to hurt him at all. Probably quite natural to the cycle if they was in the wild, because they don't catch every day and their weight goes up and down. But I'm just going to let him enjoy that. So I can see, you can see even with a slight drop in weight that Woody's still not fussed about eating bits of food, just throwing it on the floor. But I do need him to eat this piece to get this measurement. So if he throws it down again, I'm going to put it in the fridge and give it to him a bit later on. Willow. Even with the 18 gram weight loss overnight, he's still not going to be bothered about eating that. So that just shows you that even though he's lost a bit of weight, he could take or leave that piece, and that's what they'll be like. As you drop them lower and lower to flying weight, then there comes a point where their appetite grows a little bit. But if he doesn't eat that piece, then we're not going to be able to do this little experiment. Okay, so Woody's not going to eat that little bit of rat out here. I want to try to get Woody to eat that rat at the same time as he ate the chick yesterday. So I'm going to pop Woody away and see if I can feed him from the mews. It's a bit hot out here today, so you can just put them in the mews and leave them to molt out. You don't need to get them out. I'm only doing this because I have, as I've said before, plenty of time, and I can spend time with the hawk. But if you was working and trying to get your hawk out, this is not going to happen, I'm sure. So now we're in here, Woody's wanting to get away. So I've got this little routine. I'll take the swivel off, put him up there, and then I'll come up and I'll remove the jesses. Otherwise, if I try and remove the jesses whilst he's on my fist, he'll be trying to bait off. He can't go out there. I'll open that up and he'll probably come straight out, and then I'll give him that little bit of rat. Pull the little trap door up. there's Woody. So I'll offer him that bit of rat now. So don't do what I've done there. If you're just molting your hawk, put your food in through the chute, because what you don't want to end up with is a screamer. But Woody's, he's sort of 4 now. He's 4 years old, so he's gone past that. But if you got a new hawk, then on its first molt, do what everyone says, put the food through a tube so they can't see you feeding them. So Woody's taken that bit of rat over there now. He's not eating it yet, but that's about all I can do. I'll just leave him for a bit and see if he'll eat it later. Let's see how you've done. So yesterday he did manage to eat the piece of rat, and although I didn't see him eat it, it's gone. $7.64. So Woody has dropped 10 grams through eating the rat. So with the chicks, the amount of chick he had, he dropped 19 grams. Then he had the same amount in rat, and he dropped 10 grams. So far the rat is the one that seems to have the most, maybe we'll call it calories, or potential weight retention. It doesn't mean when you're doing these things that they're the best meats for the hawks. I mean, it's like us eating a burger or a few burgers. Just because they put weight on or you lose less weight on them doesn't mean they're any good. But we're just comparing what these meats do. So far, 40 grams of chick, he lost 19 grams, and 40 grams of rat, he's lost 10 grams. So now I'm going to give him a nice piece of lean pigeon. So that's one small piece. This is a piece of breast of a quality pigeon. Now what you see me do probably isn't the best thing to do, is put your hands in front of your hawk like that, especially if they're at hunting weight, because they do have a tendency to lash out, grab the food, not you, but the food. And if your hand's in the way, as it's happened to me in the past, got hold of my thumb with food. I had the glove on one hand, and I'd pick the food up, and the hawk got hold of my thumb and sunk the talons right down into the bone. Would not let go until he'd eaten the food out of my fingers. Didn't eat my fingers, but just ate the food. And it was extremely painful. So what I'm saying is, be careful when you're doing what you're doing, especially if you're new to Harris hawks. They might seem like they're okay 1 minute, and next minute they've got hold of you, so be very careful. So he's getting a little nervous now. It's in this little washing bowl, but I've just seen a slight discoloration to his nail. He's not even going to allow me to do this today, I don't think. No, I don't even think he's going to let me. Don't think he's going to let me clean his feet today. I'll do it slow enough maybe, but he's wanting to bait. That's what you're seeing there. No, he's not going to have it. He may get him used to it, but once he's got that in his mind. Just want to get that. He may be okay now after that bait, because sometimes once they've baited, they sort of get it out their head a little bit, as you can see. But that's the way their mind works, and he's still wanting to sort of protest to what I'm doing, but I just saw a little discoloration on that talon there. Just wanted to see what that was. The end of September, up at Dave Sharp's Falconry Centre in the beautiful setting of Holdenby House, there is a falconry weekend. So as far as I know, there's going to be some falconry stalls, maybe some talks. There are strictly no dogs or falcons or hawks to be taken into the Falconry Centre or into Holdenby grounds. So the advice is don't take your dogs or your hawks. But it should be a good weekend. I am going up there. Very much looking forward to it. It's probably going to be a little bit more traditional, like the old falconry weekends that some of you may remember. Where there's not going to be sort of other stalls there to do with other things. It's just literally going to be falconry. I'm sure Dave's going to do a demo with his hawks and falcons and a bit of a display. He's very good at that. As you know, if you watch the channel, he's a falconer at heart, plus an educational teacher, going around teaching about all life's creatures and animals. And so what I'm going to do is put a link in the description below, one of his video, falconry, which will talk about that event, and secondly, I think there is a Facebook page. I'll try and put that in there as well. So I believe that if you're going, you contact through the Facebook, and it's going to be sort of a reasonable day, not overly expensive like you would if you was going to some of the bigger events where they've got many things going on at the same time. But this is pure falconry, and hopefully we could see you up there if you're all coming up, say hello. Yeah, the end of September. Put that in your diaries to meet like-minded people, have a chat, have a look round. There is a little cafeteria there as far as I know as well, There is no food to be taken into the falconry centre at all. So if you eat anything, you need to eat it outside. And as I say, there's a little cafeteria there which is top notch, and you can eat there. I'm not 100% sure if that will be open. I expect it will, but you'll see that on Dave's channel. But yes, so you can understand that there's no food on site, because whatever happens, unfortunately, people don't take all their mess home, and you just can't do that sort of thing. Okay, Woody, day 4. Let's see what you weigh after your 40 grams of pigeon. $760. Okay, so what did we find? We found that the pigeon, 40 grams, he only lost 4 grams in weight. So the pigeon so far is the winner for holding weight. So today's food is going to be rabbit, 40 grams of rabbit. Okay, Woody, today you're on rabbit. So I've given him a small piece there. It's got a little bit of fur on it, but I've taken that into consideration. But I'm hoping he's going to eat the fur just for a bit of casting, but he's probably going to throw it down. There's some more rabbit. So I've weighed Woody this morning, and he's still at a fat weight for sure, but he obviously is losing a little bit of weight over the few days. And so he's had his 40 grams of rabbit today, and tomorrow I'll see what he weighs and we'll see what he's lost on the rabbit. But so far, which I was sort of fairly obvious, the pigeon is the one that really holds weight. So what I was going to do tomorrow was try pheasant, and then if I had some, quail, but maybe I'll do that another time. If you found that sort of thing interesting, let me know, and I'll do it with some quail and pheasant next time. But I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is give them a good crop full of maybe chicks and rabbit, fill him up again, bring his weight up a little bit more, because I think 4 days of this was sort of an interesting thing really. So we've done chicks, we've done rat, we've done pigeon, we've done rabbit. So tomorrow give him a good old feed up, I think. But say he's still at a fat weight. You must remember that weight loss is all relative to size anyway. And Woody's not a small male. He's probably quite a good size. So these few grams he's lost, it's not affecting him really at all. He was, I think, he was at quite a sort of fat weight, so he's come down a little bit. And probably tomorrow I'm going to give him a good feed up, let him have a full crop full, or I might just give him a big lump of back leg of a rabbit, and we'll sort of see what he eats and when he stops eating. I might even weigh him before and weigh him after and see sort of how much he's eaten, whether he's decided to fill his crop up or just have maybe just over an ounce and a half of food. Right, so what did we find out? Well, today I've weighed Woody and he's lost 10 grams. So the results were Chick 40 gram, he lost 18 grams in weight. Then he had Rat of the same weight, 40 grams, and he lost 10 grams. When he had Pigeon, he only lost 4 grams. Yesterday we gave him Rabbit and he lost 10 grams. So Rabbit was quite good. I was surprised. I thought it'd be he'd lose a bit more weight on that. That's quite a diet of these anyway. So today I know his weight. I've just weighed him. He's weighing 750 grams. But today I'm going to give him a big lump of Rabbit back leg, and I'm going to let him eat as much as he wants. This is what we're going to carry on doing now through the molt. And then I'm going to weigh him afterwards and see how much of that Rabbit he's eaten. Look at this beastie lump, mate. Get hold of it then. Get hold of it. As much as he wants, then he'll throw the rest on the floor, and Willow will eat that, and then we'll weigh him up and we'll have a little look to see how much he's eaten, how many grams. It's 28 grams to an ounce. We normally work in pounds and ounces in our weights, but I've done this all in grams because it's just a little easier to see detail. So a little interesting thought, the weight what he is now, which is he's at his fat weight still, I have actually flown him heavier than that at the end of the season. But no way could I do that now, is let Woody go. So the other thing is, what I'm doing with my hawk here is Woody. Every hawk's going to be different. So what I'm doing, what you're seeing, and the way I'm working with my hawk, I work to the hawk's tolerance. And I can see at the moment he's making these little squeaks, and it's showing me that he's not happy with me standing there for some reason. He looks like he was going to bait. So it's reading all them signs. Is what guides you to the way you work with your hawk. But he's okay. He's settling down again now. But just now I could see a little bit of strangeness there, that he wasn't happy with me standing there. So Woody is now eaten 96 grams, which is about 3.3 ounces of Rabbit. His crop can take more than that. I've seen him eat more than that, so he's just eating what he needs. He's still at heavy weight, but like I say, the weight that he was at the end of this experiment is still at fat weight, and I have flown him up to that. So what I'm showing you here really is just what we're doing with my hawk and the way my hawk ticks. us here, we wish you either a happy molt if you're still molting, or if you're excited waiting for your new hawk, we wish you a really good season and lots of luck, and hope everything goes well for you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.